Right now, across America, millions of people are waking up with a heavy feeling in their hearts because one simple question keeps running through their minds. When is my Social Security check coming? For some people, that question may sound small, but for seniors, disabled Americans, retirees, and struggling families, that question means everything. It means whether the rent gets paid on time, it means whether groceries make it to the kitchen table, it means whether someone can pick up the medication they need to stay healthy for another month. And the truth is, people are exhausted. Every single day feels more uncertain than the last. Prices keep climbing, bills keep stacking up. Families are cutting back on things they never imagined they would have to cut back on. People who worked hard their entire lives are now sitting at their kitchen tables with calculators in their hands, trying to figure out how to stretch every dollar just a little further. That fear is real. That stress is real. And millions are carrying it silently every day. Now add confusion to the mix, rumors online, videos talking about delayed payments, posts claiming there are surprise checks coming, stories spreading everywhere across social media. Suddenly, people don't know what to believe anymore. And when someone depends on Social Security to survive, even one rumor can create panic. Even one uncertain date can cause sleepless nights. But this moment is bigger than fear, because people across this country are stronger than the uncertainty surrounding them. They've survived hard times before. They've pushed through recessions, rising costs, layoffs, sickness, and setbacks. And even now, despite all the worry, millions are still waking up every morning with determination, hope, and the belief that better days can still come. That is why staying informed matters so much right now. Knowledge brings confidence, clarity removes fear, and understanding exactly what is happening with Social Security payments in May 2026 could help millions of people finally feel just a little more peace in the middle of all this uncertainty. For millions of Americans, every single month now feels like a race against time. The bills arrive faster than the money does. Rent keeps rising. Grocery prices seem higher every time families walk into a store. Electricity bills, medications, gas, insurance, it all keeps piling up. And for people living on Social Security, one payment can decide how the entire month will go. That's why the May 2026 payment schedule matters so much right now. These dates are not just numbers on a calendar, they represent stability, relief, survival. There are seniors sitting quietly at home right now, checking their bank accounts over and over again, hoping their payment comes on time. There are disabled Americans trying to stay strong while worrying about how they will cover next month's expenses. There are families helping aging parents while struggling to keep themselves afloat at the same time. And through all of this, uncertainty keeps growing. People hear rumors online about delays, extra checks, payment changes, and possible disruptions. And suddenly, fear starts spreading everywhere. The hardest part is that so many people already feel stretched to their limit. They worked hard for decades, believing retirement would finally bring peace. They believed those benefits would give them security after a lifetime of sacrifice. But now, many feel anxious every time a new headline appears or another video starts warning about changes to Social Security. The emotional weight of not knowing what comes next is becoming overwhelming for so many families. But even during difficult moments like this, people continue fighting forward. That strength is what makes this country move every single day. Seniors who spent decades raising families and building communities are still standing strong. Disabled workers who face daily challenges are still pushing through with courage. Families are still finding ways to support each other even when times are tough. And that is why clear information matters more than ever. Because when people understand the real payment dates, the real schedule, and the real updates, fear begins to lose its power. Confidence starts to return, and millions of Americans can stop listening to panic and start focusing on protecting themselves, their families, and their future. Right now, one of the biggest problems facing millions of Social Security recipients is not just rising costs or financial pressure, it's confusion. Everywhere people look online, there are new rumors spreading every single day. One video says extra checks are coming, another claims payments are delayed. Some posts promise huge bonus deposits, while others warn people that benefits are about to disappear completely. And for seniors, retirees, disabled Americans, and struggling families already dealing with enough stress, all this misinformation creates fear that spreads incredibly fast. People start questioning everything. They check their calendars again and again. They refresh their bank accounts late at night, hoping to see deposits arrive early. Some even panic when they hear words like changes, updates, or new payment schedule. Because when someone depends on Social Security to survive, uncertainty feels terrifying. One rumor online can completely ruin someone's peace of mind. One false headline can make people believe their entire month is about to fall apart. And sadly, scammers know this. They understand that fear makes people vulnerable. That's why fake calls, fake text messages, and fake Social Security promises are increasing everywhere. Some people are being told they qualify for secret payments. Others are being asked to give personal information to verify benefits. These scams target the people who can least afford to lose money: seniors trying to protect their savings, disabled Americans living on fixed incomes, and families already struggling to stay afloat. But this is exactly why staying informed is so powerful right now. Knowledge protects people. Real facts protect families. Understanding the actual May 2026 payment schedule and knowing the real key dates can stop panic before it even starts. It can help people ignore the noise, avoid scams, and focus on what truly matters. And through all the confusion, one thing remains true. Millions of Americans are stronger than the fear surrounding them. They've faced difficult times before and kept moving forward. They've learned how to survive uncertainty, support each other, and stay resilient even when life becomes overwhelming. And now more than ever, people need honesty, clarity, and real information instead of fear and manipulation. That's why this update is so important today, because millions of people are tired of the confusion, tired of the rumors, and tired of feeling lost every time Social Security is mentioned online. People do not want fake promises anymore. They do not want scary headlines designed to create panic. They want simple answers, real answers, honest answers. They want to know when their payments are coming, what changes are actually happening, and what they truly need to prepare for in May 2026. For so many families, peace of mind has become incredibly hard to find. Every month already feels stressful enough. Seniors are trying to budget every dollar carefully. Disabled Americans are doing everything possible to keep up with rising costs. Parents helping elderly family members are carrying enormous emotional pressure behind closed doors. And when misinformation spreads online, it only adds more fear to people who are already overwhelmed. That is why clear guidance matters more now than ever before. Because when people finally hear the truth explained in a calm and simple way, something powerful happens. The fear starts to fade, the uncertainty begins to shrink. Suddenly, people can breathe again because they understand what is really happening instead of imagining worst-case scenarios. And the truth is, most Americans are not asking for luxury. They are not asking for special treatment. They simply want stability. They want to know their Social Security payment will arrive when it is supposed to arrive. They want to know they can buy groceries, refill medications, and keep food on the table without worrying every second about what surprise may come next. That sense of security matters deeply to millions of people all across this country. This is bigger than numbers and dates on a calendar. This is about real lives, real families, real struggles. It's about protecting people from fear and helping them feel informed instead of helpless. Because when people have the right information, they gain confidence. They stop falling for scams. They stop listening to panic online. And they start focusing on taking care of themselves and the people they love while moving forward with strength, clarity, and hope during uncertain times. For millions of Americans, Social Security is not just another government payment showing up in a bank account every month. It is something far more personal than that. It represents years of sacrifice, hard work, and commitment. It represents people waking up before sunrise for decades, working long shifts, raising families, paying taxes, serving their communities, and doing everything they were told would help build a stable future. These benefits were earned through a lifetime of effort, and that is why every payment carries emotional weight for so many families across the country. There are seniors today who spent 40 or 50 years working physically exhausting jobs just to make sure their children had opportunities they never had themselves. There are disabled Americans who worked until their bodies simply could not continue anymore. There are widows, widowers, veterans, and retirees trying to live with dignity while the cost of nearly everything continues rising around them. For these people, Social Security is not about luxury. It is about survival, independence, and peace of mind. That monthly check means being able to keep the lights on another month. It means affording medication without having to skip doses. It means being able to buy groceries without putting everything back at the checkout counter. It means grandparents being able to help their families when times get difficult. It means security during a time in life when many people feel vulnerable and uncertain. And that is why conversations about Social Security create so much emotion. Because behind every payment date is a real person with a real story, a person who worked hard their entire life believing these benefits would always be there when they needed them most. So when confusion spreads online or fear starts growing about delays and changes, it hits people deeply. It creates stress in homes already struggling with rising prices and financial pressure. But despite all the uncertainty, Americans continue showing incredible resilience. They continue adapting, surviving, and supporting one another through difficult moments. And that strength matters now more than ever. Because staying informed, staying alert, and understanding the real updates surrounding Social Security can help millions of people protect not only their finances, but also their sense of stability, dignity, and hope for the future. Right now, one of the most important things people can do is stay informed and stay alert. Fear spreads fast, especially when money is tight and uncertainty is everywhere. The moment people hear rumors about Social Security checks changing, delays happening, or surprise payments appearing, panic starts growing online almost instantly. And sadly, that panic creates opportunities for misinformation, confusion, and scams to target the people who are already struggling the most. There are scammers right now counting on people to feel desperate. They know seniors are worried about rising costs. They know disabled Americans are depending on every single payment to survive. That's why fake phone calls, fake emails, and fake Social Security messages are becoming more common. Some people are being told they qualify for special payments. Others are being pressured to share personal information or banking details. And all of it is designed to create fear and take advantage of vulnerable families. But this is where knowledge becomes powerful. Because informed people are harder to fool. When people understand the real payment schedule, the real key dates, and the real updates, they stop reacting emotionally to every rumor they see online. They become more confident, more prepared, more protected, and that confidence can make an enormous difference during stressful times like these. At the same time, people need to remember they are not alone in this situation. Millions of Americans are going through the exact same worries right now. Seniors trying to stretch retirement checks, families helping aging parents, disabled Americans fighting every day just to maintain stability. These struggles are shared by people all across the country, and that shared strength matters. Communities become stronger when people look out for each other, warn each other about scams, and help each other stay informed instead of afraid. And even during difficult moments, hope still matters. People have survived hard seasons before. They've made it through recessions, rising prices, uncertainty, and challenges that once felt impossible. That same strength still exists today. By staying informed, staying calm, and focusing on facts instead of fear, millions of Americans can protect themselves, support the people they love, and move forward with confidence instead of panic during these uncertain times. Knowledge has become one of the most powerful things a person can have right now. In a time where rumors spread in seconds and fear travels faster than facts, understanding the real Social Security payment schedule for May 2026 could make a huge difference for millions of families across America because when people know the truth, they stop living in panic, they stop feeling helpless, and they start making decisions with confidence instead of fear. There are so many people today carrying silent stress every single day. Seniors wondering if their check will arrive before the bills are due. Disabled Americans trying to plan ahead while costs continue climbing higher. Families supporting elderly parents while also struggling to manage their own financial pressure. For these people, one correct payment date can bring peace of mind. One honest update can calm weeks of anxiety. One clear explanation can stop confusion before it turns into panic. That is why staying informed matters more now than ever before, not because people want drama or fear, but because they want stability. They want to feel prepared. They want to understand what is happening around them so they can protect themselves and the people they love. And when real information replaces rumors, something powerful begins to happen. People feel stronger. They feel calmer. They feel more in control of their future again. This is also a reminder that millions of Americans are walking through the same struggles together. Behind every Social Security payment is a real human story. A retiree who worked for decades, a disabled worker fighting through difficult challenges, a grandmother helping raise grandchildren, a veteran trying to live with dignity after years of service. These are hardworking people who deserve clarity, respect, and honest information about the benefits they earned. And even though uncertainty may feel overwhelming at times, people should never underestimate the strength they carry inside themselves. Americans have faced difficult moments before and continued moving forward with courage and resilience. By staying alert, staying informed, and focusing on truth instead of fear, millions of families can face May 2026 with more confidence, more preparation, and more hope for the days ahead.